Hey folks, welcome back to part 3 of collections framework. This video, let's talk about ArrayList. In the previous video, we have spoken about the collections. If you have not watched those videos, please do watch them. Today, let's talk about list. So why I'm talking about is list is an ordered collection which is where the array list is the class that is present in this list interface. Okay, so list may contain duplicate elements. Elements can be inserted or accessed by their position in the list using a zero based index. Okay, so in the previous video, also we have already learned about how this list works, right? We can store the duplicate elements, so it is an ordered collection of elements. Okay, and the insertion order will be preserved in case of list. So all that we had learned. Here we have four different classes. One is array list, linked list, vector, and stack. So basically list is an interface, okay, where the array list is one of the class which implements this list interface. Okay, let's talk about ArrayList. ArrayList is derived from java.util package. Okay, whenever we create any ArrayList, so then we have to import this particular package because this is present in the java.util package. ArrayList is a Java class implemented using list interface. So we have already spoken about it, right? Array is resizable. How? Because we can add or even we can remove the elements from the array list. So it is a resizable. So that is one of the major advantage of using array list over the arrays, right? With array list is by creating this object. How? So array list array is equal to new array list. So this is how the format that you can use, syntax that you can use to create a array. Okay, so here we have few different ways to create a array list. So this is normal array list creation, right? So why do we use this kind of syntax, or when do we use this kind of syntax is when, suppose say I want to store a particular integer values only in the array list. At that time, we can use this array list integer, this kind of syntax. So the difference is basically in array list, we can store the heterogeneous elements, right? Okay. Sometimes I don't want to store any other values in the array list apart from integer type or string type. At that time, if we specify this around the wrapper classes like this, then we will be allowed to store only integer values. Okay. Okay. So these are the different ways that we can write the or write up the array list, create it. Basically, in case of array list, we have lot of different methods that we need to know. If we want to perform any action on array list, then these are the important methods, right? So first, let's talk about array list add. So it is simple method. It inserts the element to the array list. So basically, using this add method, we can insert the element into the array list. So Java sorry, add all is one another method. Using this, it adds all the elements of a collection to array list. Okay, so for this, we can use this add all method. Clear method. It removes all the elements from the array list. Okay, so for that reason, we can use this clear method. Clone makes copy of the array list. When do we use this clone method is when we want to copy the array list. Okay, and contains is one another method. Suppose if we want to check if any of the particular element is present in the array list or not, then we can use this contains method. And it is most useful whenever we are uh, doing with automation, right? Whenever we want to write any code, if we have stored any values in the array list and we can check if the array list contains this particular item or element, it is very useful method. And get method, so this is also one of the important method where it returns the element present in the specified index. It will check whether a particular element is present in the index that we have specified or not. Array list, where we want to check the index of a particular element. So it returns the position of the specified element. If I specify, suppose, index of some value, suppose say hello, to what position that is, it will return that particular index. So the remove all method is quite simple. So if you want to remove the elements present in the array list, we can use this remove all method. And remove method will remove a single element from the array list. So main functions or main methods that we will be using, even there are further more also, we will talk about it. And we will also practically see how these methods will work. uh, Go ahead. Okay. Then size method. So it returns the length of an array list. Okay. Is empty method. So in this is empty method, this method checks whether the array list is empty or not. If it is empty, then it will return. Otherwise, it will return false. Sublist. So it returns the portion of the array list. Okay. At that time, we can use this particular method. Set method. It replaces a single element from an array list. Suppose there is a value that you want to replace. At that time, you can use the set method and we can provide the index and the value for that particular array. At that time, it will replace that particular element with the newly or updated one. Okay. Sort. So one important method we can say, because it sorts the array list according to specified order. So why means, in case of a normal array, we were supposed to write certain sort methods, right? Sort things, we used to write all that. But just by writing this sort method, we can sort the whole array list. So that is one plus point, right? So next is to array. It converts the array list to an array. To string method. It converts array list into a string. So array list ensure capacity. So these are the methods that I'm referring to. Ensure capacity. Set the size of an array list. Last index of. What it does is it returns the position of last occurrence of the element. And retain all. It retains only the common element. Contains all. Checks if a collection is subset of array list. Synthesize. Trims the capacity of array list equal to the size. Remove range. Removes portion of the array list. So there are a lot of methods that we have. Okay. We will be generally using few of the methods very frequently. It is not necessary to remember all of them. Okay. Whenever you want something like that, you can come and refer to any of the documentations. Okay. So it will be helpful for you to uh, perform any actions on a particular array list. So replace all the elements from the uh, array list will be replaced using this method. Remove if. Remove element that satisfy the condition. Suppose if I want to remove a specific element whenever a specific condition comes. In that case, only we can remove. So at that time, we can use this remove if for each. Performs an action to all elements in the array list or of the array list. So iterator, this is also important, returns an iterate to loop through the array list. So these are the important methods that we have spoken about. So as I mentioned, it is not necessary to remember each and everything. Okay. So few of the methods like set, get, and then if I want to add or remove, if I want to sort, and iterator, all these are important. So while automating any application, these are the basic methods that you have to remember. Apart from that, you don't have to remember everything. Let's practically check how does these methods work. So here I have created a class called AL, which is ArrayList, and also I have created an ArrayList. Okay, it is throwing an array. Let's change this to something else. Let's say array. Okay. So there is an error. What does that error say is first we have to import this ArrayList from the java.util package. So just click on this. So the error will be resolved. Now we know that we have created this freshly and will not be having any elements or items in the array list. But still I want to check if this particular element or the array list is empty or not. So which is the method that you can use? Array dot is empty is the method. So we will run this now. It's true. This is empty. But what I'll do is first I'll insert some of the elements. So how can I insert? We can use this add method, right? Add and then say send. Right? So this is the heterogeneous collection of elements, right? So now let's see. It returned as false because the array list is having a value now. So it returned false. Okay. So we will add some other items. Okay. This is how we can add the elements. So I want to add string value. That is also possible as this is heterogeneous collection of elements. Okay. And then add and let's add true. Okay. Boolean value array dot. Let's add 20. Okay. Now let's check the particular array. Let's print this. So we should see four items in the array list. But now there is a twist. I want to add a particular element to the, this is the first position, right? 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 to the fourth index. I want to add any value. How can we do that? We can just simply go and say array dot add, right? Okay, that is easy. But I want to add it in the third position. How it is possible? So then we have to use this index method. So array or first we have to specify the index and then value we have to specify. So here I will specify testing. Okay. So what it does is in the third position it will be inserting, instead of this it will be inserting testing and the 20 will be moved to the next position. Did you see this? Yes. So this is how we can add any particular element to any specified location like the index pattern. Okay? But now I want to remove an element. So we already know that we can use the remove method. So we can say that let's remove third position item only, which is this testing. So now it should be, yes, we removed that particular testing item and now the array is back to the previous state. Okay. So we saw all this, but now I want to get, or I want to know in this particular second position, what is the value that is present? How can we do that? Let's say get of array dot get of index third position or second position. What is the item that is present? I want to know that. So we can use this get method. Okay. So it returned true because true is in the second position. But if I specify 0, then I must see 10. So this is how we can use the get method. And suppose in case I want to replace the value that is present instead of hello, I want testing to be inserted. How can we do that? Again, array dot get. Set what? Let's set what? Let's set. We will set the one index with testing. So it's simple that instead of hello, now we should see the testing because it will replace. The set method will replace. Let's again print this. Okay. So instead of hello, we are seeing testing. So that's how it replaced. Okay. So these are the methods that we can, um, important methods, majorly, I can say, we can use in the array list. But another way we can declare the array list, right? Let's comment this. What is the another way? Let's say array list, and I want to store only string values. Okay. So let's say str is equal to new array list of string. So this is the another pattern of defining or declaring the array list, right? So where we can store only values related to string. One thing you have to notice here is this is not the normal string. It is not the normal string. It is the wrapper classes and the integer, whatever we specify. These are the wrapper classes actually. Okay. So if I want to store any value, simple dot add. This will allow me to add a item. Suppose I will add hello here. Okay. And then let's print this. We are able to see hello, right? But if I want to add something which is not a string, I'll say true here, which is a boolean type. So then and there itself, I got an error saying that the method add string in the type ArrayList is not applicable for the arguments, which is a boolean type. In case if I specify integer type, then also I will be getting the same kind of error message, but it is not of the, we cannot pass the argument which is of type int. And all the other methods that we perform, right, whatever we have listed, all these are applicable for these ArrayList type also. Okay. So there are some of the key points that we have to remember. Let's talk about that now. So the first key point is Java ArrayList class can contain duplicate elements. So that is one thing you have to remember. Java ArrayList class maintains insertion order. So it maintains the insertion order. To whichever position we insert, that order will be preserved. Java ArrayList allows random access because the array works on an index basis. So we can randomly access it. In ArrayList, manipulation is little bit slower than linked list in Java because a lot of shifting needs to occur if any element is removed from the array list. So it is little time consuming. Okay. We cannot create an array list of primitive types, right? We talked about it, such as int, float, character, etc. It is required to use wrapper class in such cases. So in such cases, in the sense, integer and string, whatever we saw, right? All those are the wrapper classes. Those are not the primitive type. Okay. So these are some of the key points that you have to remember. So in ArrayList, remember what is ArrayList and how the insertion will be preserved and duplicate elements are um, allowed. All these are the key points. Along with that, what are the different methods that are present in ArrayList? And remember few of them. And also, uh, practically whatever we practice, just go through that. Okay. Hope this video was helpful for you. If you have liked this video, please do like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. For watching. Bye bye. Let's meet in the next video.